and welcome to another episode of the Elevated Beauty Podcast. I'm your host, Emily Fouts, owner of Elevated Beauty Aesthetics, located in Sierra Vista, Arizona. And today's episode is going to be about how to create a service menu. It's definitely something that you need to contemplate over a course of time. You can't really throw it together on a whim. And I'm going to be honest, when I've made my service menu, after I had already started operating, I ended up adding 2 extra things to it that I figured out that I needed or didn't need. I'm going to kind of tell you guys the process that I went through and what I think is helpful when creating a service menu. Okay, so first off, you definitely need to figure out who you are, what you want to deliver, what you want your clients to experience, how your business is going to portray itself, so on and so forth. So if you haven't listened to this episode before, maybe go back and listen to it. It's called Finding Your Authentic Voice, Why This Is Vital to Your Business. I go through all of the steps that I learned to kind of really discover a lot of things that you probably won't even contemplate. I read a book and it really kind of enlightened me and really helped me throughout the process of formulating my business plan. So I think you should definitely listen to that. Or if you already know who your business is, you maybe read self-help books or taken business courses and you already have that all together. Who knows? But anyways, if you already have your business established, you know who you are, what you want to deliver, what you want your client to experience, you need to niche down, which means you need to know what you specialize in, what people are going to associate you with when they see your business, and what they are going to refer people to you for. So for me, it is skin revision and Brazilian waxing. Yes, I do offer other, what would you call them? Convenient services such as lash lifts and tints, brow waxes, lip waxes, face waxes, underarm wax, back and chest. The only person's back I ever wax is my husband's, but I'm not going to turn away a back wax if someone books it with me because I am a newer esthetician to the area. Not a new esthetician, but I'm a new business owner here and I'm still building my clientele. So that is one thing that when you are a new business owner and you're starting with 0 clientele, you do want to be open, to a certain extent. An extent that I will not be open to is doing leg waxing or arm waxing because I utterly hate those. I will not do lash extensions. There are some things I won't do because I'm not passionate about them. I'm not good at them. I don't like them. You only need to do what you're passionate about and what you're good at. I'm good at waxing, except for legs. So, I don't mind doing back waxes. In the future, once I have established my clientele, I will probably likely take back waxes off my menu because I'll be able to have enough clientele to support me for my skin revision treatments and my Brazilian waxes. If I lived in a perfect world, I would only do Brazilian waxes and skin revision treatments. But I do have those convenience items on my menu because I do need to be open at this time to accepting multiple different types of clientele. So when I first created my service menu, it went through a lot of revisions. I started out thinking I was going to offer lash extensions. I was doing lash extensions when I was in Colorado. I was actually pretty good at them in a short amount of time. I had a great mentor, but I really wasn't passionate about it. My passion has always been skin and skin revision. And so when I was opening up my own business, it was obviously my way, and I wanted to focus on what I loved, and that's what you should do because it would be miserable if you're doing something every day that you don't love. So after I heard a business coach saying that you need to niche down, I revised my menu and was like, you know what? I can't be the girl that's known for lash extensions and known for Brazilians and known for skin revision. Like, it's too much, and you can't be like, what do they call it? I can't think of the term. I'm going to sound like an idiot. A master of none and something. You know what I mean. I hope so, at least. So basically, if you offer a whole bunch of different treatments, you're kind of like a master of none. So you need to present yourself as like a master of something. So for me, I'm a master of resilience and skin revision. So that's what people mainly come to me for. Anyways, you need to figure out what you love, what your niche is, and then kind of go from there. Know what product line you're going to carry. That way you can price accordingly. With that in reference, and also the time that it takes you to perform those. Also in mind your demographic. So for me, I live in a pretty small town, and the type of clientele that I want to bring in, I like to say that Elevated Beauty is affordable luxury. So I do have facials that are $140, but then my microneedling is $175, and there are some places that do $200 plus. So I also give a little aftercare kit with my clients. I always really put luxury and care in the forefront, but also I want my clients to be able to afford it, and I do have afterpay, which, so clients can budget that way and pay as they need. But so my demographic is affordable luxury. I am not trying to bring on skincare lines that are crazy expensive just for the sake of them being bougie, you know what I mean? So anyways, when I was picking out my skincare lines, I wanted to pick out lines that had great quality, had the same belief system as I did, were effective, and also met that that middle line of pricing where, there are some products that are expensive to me and are expensive to my guest, but I only recommend them because I know that they're going to work and they're really top notch. So there are some things like that where it is more on the luxury side than affordable, but when it comes to a product like that and when it comes to your skin, it's worth investing in because it's going to work. And you're not going to be wasting money on all these other things, waiting for a result and keep on wasting money on products where you can just invest in this product and it'll work. So you have to figure out how you're going to market to your clients. So anyways, I picked out my, I knew what my niche was going to be. I picked out my product lines and then how long it was going to take me to perform all of the services that I wanted. And then went into the numbers and priced my services that way. I started out with a signature facial, which is 60 minutes, which is, my most common facial. Luxury facial, which is 90 minutes and includes microcurrent. So it has a little bit of exclusivity there. It has another, a tool. And then I have the oxygen revision therapy, which also includes LED light therapy that I also offer as an add-on to other facial treatments. So those were my 3 facials. After I opened, I realized that I needed to cater to some people that maybe were looking for a little bit more of an affordable facial service. My EB Signature Facial was my lowest price facial, which was $90. And I figured out that if I offered a 30-minute facial, I priced it at $55. And because I was actually having a few couples come to me and they were wanting to come in together. Well, I'm only one person, one room. Well, if I do 2 30-minute facials back to back at $55, I'm actually making more than I would for one signature facial. So I realized that was really smart, and that's something that I needed to bring on. So in the mini facial, I include all of the same products that I do with the signature, but I cut down the time because I'm not doing a massage, a facial massage, and then I'm not doing a warm towel compress on the feet or a oil application on the feet either. So I'm not saving product, but I'm saving time, and then I'm making more money. So that was a change that I needed to make. I also don't do extractions either in the mini facial. So It's just the products that we're doing. We're getting it done. We're giving them a deep exfoliation, giving them products. It's an in and out type of deal. Someone who wants something luxurious. They're in a luxurious environment. They're taken care of. And they're getting top-notch products, but it's just not that level of relaxation that you would get with a 60-minute facial or more. But some people are looking for that. Some people just want to get the job done. They don't want all the extra fluff. So that is a change that I figured out I needed to make after I had already printed my menus. When I started running low on my menus, I had already incorporated that into my system and my website, but I didn't have it on my rack cards. So I had to wait a little while until I ran out of my old rack cards, and I reprinted them with that edit. I also added on a booty cheek wax because I was having a few male clients that were asking me about manzillions. I don't do manzillions because I'm not trained in them, and I just don't feel comfortable doing them. I don't want to do them. So I've decided, hey, I'm comfortable with waxing somebody's butt. And there are also some women that might have a little more hair there on the cheeks. Whereas in a Brazilian wax, we don't do the cheeks. We just do the crack and we do the front. Everything there. We don't do the cheeks. But there are some women that want that done. So I decided that was something else that I needed to add. But I will be honest with you personally, I haven't booked a booty cheek wax. I thought it would be useful to my menu. I'm going to keep it there because, like I said, there are some people who may want it. And it's easy and quick to do. But anyways, those are 2 edits that I made after, everything. So it kind of will be a little bit of a trial and error thing. But you really need to think about, I guess my biggest piece of advice would be to focus on the time and pricing. So an example would be my mini facial versus my hour facial. I make more with 2 mini facials back to back than 1 signature facial. So you can kind of think of it that way. Don't think that mini facials are like ineffective, or you don't want to do a 30-minute treatment for $40. But you have to make it make sense, and it made sense for me. So really take your time and decide what is worth your money, basically. I also wanted to share with you guys how I created my menus. So I am, in my opinion, I'm pretty good at graphic design. A lot of estheticians and small business owners will do their own graphic design because you're not having to pay a graphic designer to do it. Especially when you're starting out, you're usually starting out in the negative. So if you are an esthetician and you're listening to this, I definitely recommend that you learn how to do it on your own. So I use Canva, and then I also use Pixelcut. But you can just do Canva and get like the subscription for it. But I use the free version of Canva. So I created it on there. I put my QR code on there, all of my contact information, and printed them out on Vistaprint. I love Vistaprint. I use them for my rack cards. I use them for business cards, window decals, car decals. And I think that's it. I think that's all I use for Vistaprint. But anyways, you can definitely make your menu yourself. I know that there are some estheticians on Facebook groups that really love helping other estheticians create. So if you're not good and you don't have confidence in yourself, maybe you could make a post and pay an esthetician $20 to do it. But you could definitely do it yourself. It's definitely like just a learning thing. Get on Canva, mess around, create some different things, figure out how to work it. But I'm really happy with mine, and I don't think that I could have paid anyone else to do a better job. So definitely learn how to be self-sufficient in that aspect to save money, in my opinion, because I feel like starting out, there are some things that you could save money on, and that's definitely one of them. So I hope this episode was helpful to some of y'all. Maybe you hadn't thought about niching down or not been sure how to price your services. You definitely want to not only take into consideration the price of the products that you're using and your time, but compare it with other things. So say if you do a Brazilian wax for $55 and it takes you 30 minutes, then you're doing a facial for an hour. You kind of want to give yourself an average ticket price. So if, what did I say, $60 for a Brazilian? If you would do 2 of those back to back, and that would take you an hour, you do 2 Brazilians back to back at $60, you'd be making $120. So in reality, your 1 hour facial should be $120. Mine isn't. I have a $55 Brazilian, and I block out 30 minutes for it, but it only takes me 15 minutes, and I do the rest for cleanup and stuff. And my 1 hour facial is $90. So in reality, I'm saying that I should increase it by, $20. So like, if I wanted to create an average ticket price, I should be increasing my 1 hour facial $20 more, but I wanted to keep it on the affordable side, so that's why I kind of took that little bit of, if you want to call it a loss. But in a way, you kind of just take into consideration the time, the products, and then try and figure an average ticket price, and that's how you can kind of figure out the pricing of your services. And then also Vistaprint for printing your menu cards. I also hope that you listen to the other episode, Finding Your Authentic Voice, Why That's Vital to Your Business. If you haven't, there is a book. The book that episode was based off of is it's by Todd Henry. I can't think of the title of the book, but the author is Todd Henry. You could either read it for yourself or just get my most valuable excerpts from the book from that episode. So thank you guys so much for listening, and as always, I will see you next Monday, 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, for another episode.